All right, so here we are this morning with Missy for her fourth day of daycare training. Come on, Missy. Good girl. And one of the things I love about dog training is no matter how many times you go through a program with a dog, it's never the same program. So, we base our training on a series of private lessons and daycare day trainings where people drop off and pick up later on that day, and we take them through their paces and the basic obedience, and that's the commonality. Everybody learns the basic commands, and that's where everything else is completely different, and the majority of our time is spent is on the things that aren't with obedience. So I feel like it doesn't take a lot to train a dog what the meaning of the word sit means, or down, or come. But where you get into a lot of time, and a lot of well spent time, is helping to balance a dog in their dogality type. So our concept of dogality is based on the idea that there are 5 root dogalities, and in each of these roots there are pros and cons. So in the case of Missy, we definitely have a side of guarded, and you'll see that best earlier in our training, as she was very wary of us and new places, and you could see that she'd either had a tough past, and environment can definitely play a part in whatever dogality you're viewing. So especially in a case like Missy's, where she came from a rescue group, and we don't know a whole lot about her past, but typically dogs that end up in rescues are not well cared for, or maybe have been lost, or whatever stresses the environment induced upon them. And so guarded is a very frequent short-term dogality type a dog will have, but that's influenced by environment and not genetics. I do see and believe and know in my heart that there are dogs that are born to be guarded. They have had no negative environmental influences, and yet come into this world with a wariness of anything different, it's very slow to trust type of behavior, just genetically imprinted upon them, because it helps the pack survive in the wild. So if you look at a pack of wolves, you're going to have a balance of those type of dogalities, those 5, which are dominant, outgoing, guarded, supportive, and submissive. And you can have blends, and there's a lot of blending, and so you can have a high guarded with an underscore supportive dogality type, and that's exactly how Missy came to us. So she wasn't straight out guarded. There's a few of those pure dogalities, but frankly most of them are blends. And so you could see already in her early on that supportive side. Come on, Missy, good girl. But the guarded was predominant, and I think that was probably environmentally induced. And I think in the end, and I saw this right away, and it's starting to prove to be true, her supportive side is the higher side, and she may have, based on environment or genetics, underscore guarded side to her. So in heavily, heavy stress times, she may revert back to a little bit of those guarded tendencies, but not to the degree that she came to us, even when the environment was very controlled and not at all stressful. She demonstrated a lot of that guarded side, and now we're seeing that start to disappear. And those are always happy outcomes, because a dog's happier. We want to see her happy, and you can start to see even now, her whole body language is so supportive right now. Sit. Now let me put a little pressure. And this is where we'll see if the guard starts to come out. And life is all about pressure. Sit. Sit. Good. No, we stayed right there in supportive mode. Very nice. Okay. So under pressure, environmentally induced pressure or trainer induced pressure. I do this on purpose, guys. It's not physical, it's body language. And I want to see, you know, can you handle a little pressure in your life, because life is about pressure. I wish it wasn't, but any of us who pay taxes and pay bills and have to work for a living, you got to know a little bit about pressure, because it isn't just fun. And so, you know, we love the idea of providing that for our children and for our pets, but reality is if we don't let them learn about pressure, then they're not safe. You know, boundaries, like the ones that keep your dog from being hit by a car or running away from home, you know, require some pressure. Why not leave, right? Well, we know if you leave, there's cars and there's maybe people that will steal you and do bad things and other animals that might hurt you. But a dog doesn't know that when they're a puppy, and so we have to teach them the word no kind of right away as they start to leave the yard, just like a kid. You know, first thing you teach them is no. It's okay. The world is full of no. It is for us as adults. It is certainly, you know, is that for dogs as well. Life is about pressure. Demonstrate here again. Sit. No. Sit. Awesome. Never closed her mouth. Never, you know, pulled away. Tail never tucked. Stayed in supportive mode the whole entire time. Okay. I'm proud of her, even though she didn't do the sit the first time I asked her. It's okay she didn't do the sit. The dog will always have the choice, and she'll start making the right choice. What I want to know is, how do you respond to the pressure of having to sit? And so, all right, fine, perfect, we're going to be fine. So when they say, oh no you didn't, they back talk you like a dominant dog might. You know, you got to earn some respect with that dog, and that particular dog is going to require a little bit more pressure from us to, you know, get them compliant. And you know, again, we say compliant like I'm trying to be some dictator. I'm not. I'm trying to have a friendship. I'm trying to enjoy a life together, to where there's mutual trust and mutual respect, to where we can go for walks like this, and eventually I don't even have to have this long line, except for the law here, but in an open field somewhere where I could let my dog go. I love watching them run, and through a field like this, it's nothing more beautiful than watching a dog bounding freely through a pasture like this. And you know, Bible says, you know, in Psalms, the Lord leadeth me to green pastures and make me lie down. I always wondered about that make me lie down part. It's like, wait a minute, you're saying that he makes me lie down in green pastures? He's not inviting me to lay down in green pastures. He's making me lay down in green pastures. That doesn't sound nice. But guess what? If he didn't, we probably wouldn't have the connection that we get through that experience. We wouldn't have that trust and respect built upon one another, to where, you know, a real friendship and a real bond develops. Sit. Good dog. Testing out a little bit of playfulness. There you go. Yeah. Oh, that's very good. Love to see guarded sides become playful. There's nothing that heals a dog or a person more than playing. Why amusement parks are so popular, right? Good. And I love the long line. You know, a guarded dog, they fear being controlled. Well, guess what? She doesn't feel controlled, and even as I'm backing away from her, she's following me with the long line dragging behind. So another super sign that we're not dealing with a guarded dog outie type by root. And it just so happens the one dog outie type that is most likely to cling to you even off the leash is the supportive. Good. Good girl. Okay. So in Missy's case, obviously she's got the supportive dog-alley type as the top one. So she's going to be an exceptional happy ending. I can just see it already. We just have to, finish the program, and then of course, get the owner involved in understanding all of this so that she can coach appropriately, because that's what I really like to look at it. This is more coaching than training. I'm just trying to help her view the world in the way that I see it and coach her how to behave under, any given circumstance that we may encounter together on our journeys. Here you go, trainers. How do you get a dog untangled without untangling them? There's one leg. Once again, a cameraman would be nice. Watch this trick. Come. Good girl, come on. Good. Good girl. And we're untangled, and we work half a come command. Good girl. Here's a coaching moment. So what is she gonna do? Oh, curiosity. That's always good. Yay! So once again, a guarded dog would have shown a whole lot of a different body language and purpose in it. That was that quiet curiosity that is, again, very typical of the supportive dog-alley type. We really like that, especially for the owner that we have. So we look to match the dog-alley with the owner's lifestyles. And I think we've got a perfect match for Missy with the owner that she already has. So I'm excited to have her on board with the project here. Our next step is to start working with the owner and the dog. So Missy and her real mom is going to be having a private lesson, one of 4 that comes with her program, where we're going to discuss her dog-alley and her experience with us thus far, and what the future looks like, and how we can best help them become a bonded team. Just keep a nice slack in the leash for me, so no matter where I hold it, the unspoken command, right there I reinforced it, is never get to the end of the leash at any time for any reason. And that's important, because you may have a super big strong dog and you're worried that they may get hurt if they knock you down and get away. And right here we're doing a little pressure with the leash. So again, life is about pressure, and here I'm reinforcing a boundary that she's already been taught. So this isn't about her understanding, this is about her complying with never get to the end of the leash at any time for any reason. And those 2 little corrections, just a little wrist action on my part, her wearing a slip collar, and got the job done. And now we're right back to enjoying a walk together that in theory doesn't even require a leash. We're nowhere near ready to try that for real, but that's, my end goal always is to have a relationship and connection with a dog that has the mutual trust and respect built to the degree that I can go out and be off leash with it and feel really confident that, we can enjoy that time, and I know that they'll come when I call, and we're going to go home together too. So super stuff. Hope you enjoyed this little walk. I did. I think that Missy certainly did. I'm looking forward to seeing her walking in and out of our training center with a great deal of confidence. That was a big trigger point for her. And again, that could have been environment from the past, but that matters. So maybe she was trapped and, captured and put in jail. Maybe that's what she thought. Who knows? Come on. Good girl. Good girl. Heel. But we can't change our past. None of us. But what we can do is adapt to our present. And the reality is, Missy's got a pretty happy, good life ahead of her. And these parks are full of kids that would pet her and people that would like her and fun that she can have. No heel. No heel. A lot of distractions through here for a dog at this stage in their training. Oh, heel. We like to use the heel command during times of big distractions. No, heel. It's like holding your daughter's hand walking through a busy parking lot when they're little. Just let's stay focused. Sit. Stay connected. Sit. If there's somebody to say hi to, I'll introduce you. But if we're just walking through, let's go. Heel. Good. No, heel. And this is why, because they get into that bolting mindset again. She's just feeling like she wants to bolt. Nowhere in particular, I'm sure, but she's trying to hurry up and get somewhere, and that could get her running away and not listening. So we're going to keep the leash a little closer, but the same rule applies. This heel command is in effect every step of the way. There we go. And I should be saying no heel each time I do this, but I haven't figured out how to talk. And no, heel. No, heel. Talk to you and talk to her. No, heel. No, heel. Really lost her there. So we just do an about turn. No big deal. There, now we're better. Let's try that again. Even though she was close to the right position, I could tell her mind was gone. No, heel. And you got to stay connected. Up, come on, heel, come on. Good girl. See, she's thinking bolting. I knew it. Come on. A little bit of pressure by the environment there. That's all that is. You know, we got closer to civilization. People that she doesn't know. Noises. We had the water park there. The sounds of the traffic. No, heel. She went into a little goofy side. There we go. But we recovering. That's it. Recovering quickly. Sit. No. Sit. No. Sit. No. Sit. Good. You just got to be stubborn. I'm not tugging very hard, but I'm not giving up until we get a sit. Nope. Sit. It's not too hot out here today. I'm not asking her to hold a sit on hot pavement. We don't want to do that. Sit. But there's no reason she can't sit today. Hup. Good girl. Sirens and everything, huh? Way back there in the back of the crate. See how far she went? She's feeling the need to have a little security, a little safety. So, you know, we make an environment challenging but doable. I think we did it just right today. She definitely earned a little bit of a break, and we'll give her a little bit of that solitude and let her recharge her batteries. But we're going to get back out again and again and again out here. Wonderful little park, you know, wonderful people. So we're going to help her learn to be more comfortable. Stay tuned and happy training. Missy, heel. 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 Good girl. That's it. Sit. Good girl. All right, well, here we are back again at Animal Training Development Center today. We have Missy with us for her day 5 of her 10-day daycare training package with us. And Missy came to us with a lot of anxiety and a lot of fears, most of them irrational. She is a rescue dog, but she's had a really good life since she's gotten to where she lives now. So people have been nice to her and tried to be nice to her and giving her a lot of treats and a lot of love and a lot of friendship, but she hasn't really responded very well to that. So what we've done is we've taken Missy, and we're using the techniques that have always worked for me to help her face her fears and her anxieties and build her self-confidence to where she doesn't feel as anxious or fearful. And we've already heard some great reports from Missy's mom, and you'll get to see those too as we are planning an interview. But what I'd like to do right now is give you a little demonstration of what we've done and how we've done it. Good girl, Missy. Atta girl. Good dog. Missy, sit. Good girl. Good. So we always start each dog off the same way, no matter what their past is, and it's with the unspoken command of never get to the end of the leash at any time for any reason. We call this the unspoken command because we shouldn't have to say anything about it. If I walk you around and I say anything to you as a dog, the idea is we're going to enjoy each other's company and we're going to enjoy walks together and places to go. But what we'd like to have along the way is just this kind of loose connection that I just reinforced there, this concept of, let's not, get excited and try to pull to go ahead, and let's not lag behind to the point where I have to, pull you to get you moving forward. Instead, what we ask for any dog is just to keep a general focus on us to the extent where they're aware of where we're at and where we're going, and that they're going to kind of go in that general direction with us, no matter where we're going or how fast or how slow we're going or how much leash they have to get there. And so right now we've got our favorite 6-foot training leash length of leash, but I can choose to take up some slack, and now she's got, basically a 3-foot leash. But you can see that in general, she's doing a really good job of now keeping some slack and that length of leash. And this is just our everyday, let's just enjoy each other's company sort of routine that we really shouldn't have to say anything about. What we do to reinforce that in the event that she does get too excited and try to go ahead is, if they're going forward, we would quickly pull backward right before they reach the end of the leash. If they go to the left, we'll quickly pull to the right before they reach the end of the leash. If they go to the right, we're going to pull to the left right before they go to the end of the leash. And thus, in doing so, we're instructing them in a way that they can understand that we need them to get closer to us. And right here, quick little tug right there, caught her going toward that toy. And she got the message and she complied and did a really good job. And so that's kind of lesson 1. Lesson 2 is we worked on a simple idea of sitting when told, holding the sit command. So, Missy, sit. Very good. Now we want a dog to keep sitting no matter what happens while they're sitting, and for as long as we want them to sit. No, sit. And dogs aren't robots. They have options. They can choose to sit or not to sit. Good. No, sit. Good. No, sit. And all I'm doing is each time she makes a bad choice, I'm saying the word no, and then I'm helping her back into the position of sit by tugging in a direction that positions her thusly. Right there, no, sit. So I'm just tugging slightly up and behind her head as she's breaking those sit positions. We're at the end of our training day. Sit, no, sit. And I could tell that her mental faculties are starting to get fatigued, and therefore she's making a lot of mistakes. But it's good that she is, because I can show you how to correct that. It's not, a problem if she makes a mistake. In fact, if she's not making any mistakes, we're not training in an environment that's challenging enough. If your dog is not making any mistakes, it's too easy. Okay, so release word. She can stop sitting, do whatever she wants. I like that she came forward looking for a little connection and attention. And that's what we've seen grow most with her is, before when we first started, there was a lot of wariness, a lot of, lack of confidence that caused her to avoid, getting closer to us, even when she was given a praise or a release. But you can see now that she's interacting more and doing better. Sit. No. Sit. No. Sit. There. Good. No. Sit. Body language is a lot of what we do. So when she starts to get up, I step toward her. No, sit. Helping her back into the sit position. No, sit. If need be, we can physically back up that sit with a correction. There you go. No, sit. No, sit. And we can get into this for quite a while sometimes as the dog tries everything but the one thing that works sometimes. The one thing that works, just sit. Good. No, sit. No, sit. No, sit. Good. No, sit. Good. Okay, there you go. We're going to try it again. Missy, sit. Good. Good girl. That's better. Good girl. Okay, that's better. Now we're getting there. So she's the type of dog, she has, like every dog or every person, a survival mode. And when you feel like you're in imminent danger, fight, flight, or freeze are the three options that people will go through. And it's really not a choice. Your body will just do one of those three things. And the same is true for a dog. In Missy's case, flight is her option of choice, and so she's looking to get away. And that's why it's so important right now that we keep her on leash and we keep her close so that she learns that that's not an option. Instead, a better option would be not to go into survival mode at all because there's no need for it, or to go into a freeze mode, which will at least allow for us to keep her near. So let's go ahead and show you the heel command. Come on, Missy. Good girl. Missy, sit. Good. So heel is a position in relationship to our body. Right there it is. We're facing parallel with each other. She's close enough that I can touch her, but not so close that she's in my way if I try to turn a sharp right turn. So when I lead with my inside foot, my foot closest to her, that's my right foot. I'm going to tell her to go ahead and heel. Did you hear something? And now we're going to walk around in big clockwise circles and allow for her, no, heel, to learn that as she gets out of position, no, heel. We're going to, again, anytime we press on the leash, no. We say the word no, heel. There we go. Good. No, heel. No, heel. No, heel. Come on. No, heel. No, heel. There it is. There we go. Good girl. That's it. Better. Yes. Good girl. And when we stop, she should sit. Very good. What a good girl. And now we're going to heel. Good. And you see I've got the two cones out, and that's so I can practice some figure eights. I like figure eight patterns. Helps a dog learn both left and right turns and staying in the heel position with both. So again, I'll just work through some of these and talk to her the way I should instead of talking to you. Good girl. That's right. Very nice. Good. Very good. That's it. And when we stop, sit. There you go. Good. And okay. Very nice. So now she's off the clock and she can kind of do what she wants as I talk to you. So the figure eights are great for helping your dog navigate left and right turns. You don't have to have cones to do figure eight patterns. You can have two chairs in your kitchen or two books in your living room. It doesn't really matter. Just two reference points so that you can practice figure eight motions around your house. Now, I would recommend if you have other dogs, and I know in her case there are, you put those other dogs up so that you can practice with her without the added distraction, the other dogs trying to help. And so when you have multiple dogs, it's good to give the dog it's training a little individual time to practice this. And I do recommend doing this in your own living room instead of your own backyard, at least in the beginning phases, because the distraction level is a lot less inside your living room than it is in your backyard on any given day. So as soon as we step outside, we have distractions in the sense of smells, sounds, sights, and oftentimes we can't even predict what those are going to be. Where indoors, we know where everything is, and if I want to add some distractions to build some temptation and to make my training even better, I can do that systematically. Like for right now, let me go ahead. Okay, girl. Good dog. And get a couple of treats. And I'm going to just toss a few of these around the room here. Good girl. Good. All right, sit. We get her in a sit. We stand in our heel position. So that's her paws and my feet parallel with one another, and her right in that position on my right side, leading with my inside foot, my right foot, heel. She's already eyeballing that treat. No, heel. And in the heel command, a dog shouldn't grab anything off the ground. Even if it is a treat, they should stay head up and focused on us every step of the way. I really feel like the heel command is the most important command. No, heel. No, heel. Come on. No, heel. No, heel. No, heel. Come on. Good. It's the most important command we teach because it shows the dog in a black and white way they can understand that we're taking that leadership role and they need to follow us. Good. And it requires the most focus on us from them, even more than any other command. Good girl. Come on, that's right. Sit. Good. Okay. And in the end, they get the treat, but they get the treat with the release word, the okay, to get them, instead of them demanding the treat or trying to steal the treat during the heel command. And so here, I'm purposely letting her, go back and get those treats that she was just told so many times she couldn't have. And I want her over time, and I promise she will in time, get this idea that it's okay to have treats in general. Nothing wrong with a treat, but you can't take it just because it's there if you're in a command mode that tells you that you're supposed to be doing something else. So you can go to a bank and they have lots of money, but you can't just ask them to give a bunch of it to you or demand even worse. I think they call that bank robbery, and you'll get in a lot of trouble for that. And it's similar with a dog. Nothing wrong with treats. I love the idea that a dog can have a perk here and there. But, how do they get that treat? Do they get it through demand behavior? Do we reward anxiety? Do we reward fear? A lot of people do. They don't mean to, but, your dog's afraid of a thunderstorm. Out comes the tablespoons of peanut butter to try to appease them during a thunderstorm. And I would say the vast majority of dogs that are given that type of scenario are going to learn that being afraid in thunderstorms gets them scoops of peanut butter. And so the next thunderstorm is likely to get more fear instead of less fear. So what we do is we make it very clear to the dog, when you're in a command mode, avoid temptations, avoid distractions, stay focused, stay correct. And when all's said and done, the things that you're afraid of are gone, and the things that you want are right there. And so I hope that you enjoyed this. I'd like you to practice the sit and the heel command and that unspoken command that we showed you, those three things for now. We're already getting her into the down position. She's doing her crate. She's doing jumping in and out of the vehicle with a hup word, but I'm going to show you that in person rather than try to break it down all for you on a video. I'd like instead for this one to be simple and put it in with some of her playing. She's doing great interacting with other dogs and stuff like that. And then we'll get together for one of your 4 private lessons and build on it from there. So thanks for watching, and as always, we'd like to wish you happy training. Okay, good girl. Good dog, Missy.